Hi, this is Tiffany Quirrell. This is my part two of my EDL 851 case study. As I said before, apologize for any lack of supervision that Ms. Stevens was receiving. After I would schedule a meeting with Ms. Stevens to begin her improvement plan and professional development. After this meeting, she would come out of it having a checklist and a time frame to complete several professional development opportunities. This would be through an online source to help individualize her needs, which include classroom management and including her students in the instruction of her lessons. Next, we would begin to revise with the superintendent and other stakeholders the current teacher evaluation system that's lacking. I think a good starting point would be the framework of Charlotte Danielson's teaching. This is much more detailed than the current evaluation system that the school district's using. This would ensure that everything is documented and there is evidence to back what the supervisors are seeing within the classroom. Next, and lastly, I would continue to have follow-up meetings and walkthroughs, as well as probably more than two, which is what's necessary, but I would try to go, I would say, if not monthly, every other month to have a classroom observation on Miss Stevens. This would definitely be one of my top priorities to ensure that she is growing and improving. Her growth would not only affect her observation, but it also affects the students that she's teaching currently and in the future. If this solution does not work and Miss Stevens does not gain anything from her improvement plan and professional development, then ultimately she would need to be let go from her position. This way, she had the opportunity to improve. She had several opportunities through the checklist. There would be documentation and evidence to support her being let go. So if she would still decide to pursue an attorney, that the school district would have sufficient evidence to support letting her go. And lastly, Section 10 is just the program standard. It is component 7.4. Program completers understand and have the capacity to evaluate, develop, and implement systems of supervision, support, and evaluation designed to promote school improvement and student success. These standards, they are highlighted throughout my slideshow. Ultimately, I think from this case study, I found that documentation is critical, as well as having an effective teacher evaluation system. If there is any area that is flawed, taking a look at that and trying to make it as effective and authentic as possible to the teachers, because when there are flaws in it, as sufficient as the one in this case study, when there is a bad teacher, it is difficult to let them go, because if they would go to the court of law, they would have a lot of backing to say that there's no evidence or documentation to support letting them go. So I think that's very important, as well as a supervisor, doing your best every day to try to grow your teachers, because by having your teachers grow, you're also growing your students in your school district as well. Thank you.